Hey, it's Mark, and I'm back with some stocks and some markets we're going to look at today. Today, I took off the Ally puts. I had some Ally puts that I traded. It came off a nice little like triangle bear flag pennant back here, and I entered the puts towards one of these days here, like after that big drop, and it had a really good open today for my puts. Like the allied puts were like 70, like 70 or like 65, pushing 70s, and that was when the market was still green. So I was watching it like because it looked like it was going to be like an uptrend, like a big uptrend day, like a good strong day in the market. So I took that off in the around the open, and it turned out to be a pretty good exit. Because I got I think I got like 50, the 50 premium, but could have been better. But I probably could have just taken it right off at the open, but because the financials were pretty weak today. But I knew it was coming up against that support too. So it looks like, yeah, it's more likely to bounce here actually. So that one turned out pretty well, and I didn't really add anything else today. I did add the EVGO. I was talking about that one. That one continues to be weak even today. So we can look at that one real quick. This EVGO, I found it the day before it dropped. I found it right at the tip of the triangle right there at that level and right there, and then I missed it yesterday, and then I finally got the puts today. Because the fact that it's down today with the fairly green market for the most part, at least, break even, that's a pretty good indication there of the weakness there. So this has been one of my favorite setups lately in stocks, is this when it just takes out a lot of support off of a triangle, or like just a nice breakdown off of some clear support levels. Some stuff's been already breaking down for a long time, so it's less of an early entry, because you'd be thinking more like those get a bounce a lot of times. So I think this one's got some more lows in store, and that's kind of like some of the scans I went through today. I went through that gap down scan. I found some interesting things here we can look at, like the FFIE. I found FFIE. Looks like it's not cooperating, but let's type it in manually here. The FFIE is a really good breakdown chart now, and it's got clear support levels that broke through. Like for entries on these shorts, I try to like get them when they're just breaking through support levels. So it's sort of like on the reverse side, it'd be like if you just buy a breakout when it's just breaking out instead of chasing it. So you're kind of chasing it if it's down already, a lot of days in a row. But like we see, like with these breakdown charts that I tend to find a lot, they just go for many days. Like, I mean, even FFIE in this past month went down a lot of days in a row, consistently over the weeks. So these are really good to trade. Like, I like trading these breakdown setups because they follow through really well a lot. Like, I mean, you look back here in the early part of the year, it had a lot of downtrending days too in a row. But it's the kind of nature of a lot of these ones that I find. So it looks like we're starting another breakdown move here. So FFIE is a good short or long puts. It's got liquid puts I found I found the puts on it. It's got, I think it had the twos. I don't think it has the, it has 150. Yeah, no, it had 150s. That's right. Yeah, it had 150 strikes that were trading liquid. So that's another one of my, that's another good short watch, because this one's been struggling, and they're obviously struggling fundamentally too, and it popped. I think it popped with the, like, when the AI boom really hit in January. Yeah, and back in January, this must have been a reverse split. Like, I don't think it was $50 a share like this, but but yeah, it popped with the AI stuff, but this one's a good short. So on to the next one. A really good one I found was the Victoria's Secret. And this one looks like it's just getting started again on another downtrend, and you can see it's got a good history of red days in a row. It's been really weak. Like, I saw a lot of consumer staples, and there's a lot of consumer staples and a lot of discretionary that's really weak now. Like, we can look at those later, but you can see here it looks like it's, I mean, it took out a lot of support levels today, and it's been a clear support level since June. The roughly 17, like high 16s, has been support, and it just broke through, and it broke through 1650, broke through, and looks like it closed near low of day too. That's pretty good. If I had found this today, I would have already entered it. I would have entered it earlier before close, but I just ran the scans this afternoon after close, like I usually do. So I think there's still plenty of time. So we got, it finished really weak into the close too, which is nice. Just for sure trend day, downtrend day today. So if I was day trading, this would be a good one to day trade, because it kind of fakes out sometimes like it did at the open, but when it takes out support levels like here, like if I was day trading, if you day trade this, like that was a setup there when it cracked these support levels. But yeah, look, it had a descending triangle too. A descending triangle is a bearish pattern. So it did a descending triangle and then cracked. So, but I think there's going to be plenty on. I think it's a really good setup for puts for like a couple weeks or a week out. And just a really good triangle there. You can see a clear downtrend. Like the downtrend. Like a lot of these, they just have this downtrend and then they break through the support and then they just continue lower. I've been going over those in the videos for like weeks now, it seems. So that's a good short, and it's got liquid puts too. Let me just double check those real quick. Yeah, we've got monthly puts and we've got monthly options. So it's got the October 20th. It's got, well, unfortunately it doesn't have any really good strikes on it. It's got 1750 strike and 15 strikes. So it could be better on the strikes there. Unfortunately, it's not really good. But I'm really confident on this one having at least another being lower in the next week or two. So I may put on the 15 strike, maybe like November, or looks like they go pretty far out, but I think based on based on the way it trades, it could hit 15 in a couple weeks. So maybe the Octobers are pretty good too, and the IV is like 60. That's pretty good. So the other ones, I found a few other ones in the 52-week lows or the gap down scan. These gold stocks look pretty good too. Like this Gold Yields just had a big red day and new 52-week low. So it's a good short too. I just took out that level there. So I like that one. I like that one short bias too. And another gold one was AU. And this one's been downtrending a while, and it trades in these it does these bear flags, and then it did another the flag it came off of today was really clear, like this one right here. Like it did an uptrend that just cracked right there, and it's definitely in a downtrend. We're downtrending for sure. So I like this one too. Let's see if we can get. I always like to do channels so you can kind of see where a good profit taking area is when it touches the bottom of the channel support. So wow, we've got a lot of room to go down here. Like this channel is like even off the chart. So I'm looking at this line here. So this would be my target wherever this line hits. So it looks like it's going to be probably like 14 or 15. So you can see it kind of, well, this line there was more, I think that was the flag there, yeah. But it's just doing what it's done already this year. It's just doing these little these flags here. And then it gaps down. See it flagged right there, and gapped down, and then crashed, flagged, gap down, crashed, flag, gap down. So I think it's going to crash to like 15 again, or at least 15. But it's probably actually closer to 14, but we've got a long ways to go down there. So that's a good one. I like that one. I like this one more. I like this one more than the GFI technically, because it's been really predictable. And I had some discourse with some people on Twitter about these like a lot of stocks, and I think one of them, they're looking at a lot of these like big box retailers, like big lots and stuff, and shout out to you, but I've been looking at those a long time, and like those look to be consistent trends down too. Like this Hooker Furnishings looks like a bear flag to me. Like this here is well, it's actually already cracked some momentum. So yeah, see there, that's a bear flag right there. And it really topped out there, found resistance. So the fact that it didn't break significantly above the highs from the spring are pretty telling. I think that it's died out. So best case is like a trading range. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's a good short here. It's a good short right now. I don't think it has liquid options. Look, yeah, I see some options here. Yeah, it's like there's not trading. It's not trading really much options. There's not much activity. Mm, Well, the uh, the November. You can see. Can you see the November there? The November's. The November 1250s had a lot of open interest, and this doesn't look liquid though. Well, the 1750s on the October is actually looks like the spread's kind of tight there, or for this stock in the 1750s. It's a 5 bid, 25 ask. So that's probably, there's a market there, it looks like. I kind of almost wanted to make a market in these BRBS, like this bank that I found. But this one, so that's a good short, and some of the other ones, like Cons has always been a short bias for me, and it's still looking weak. Looks like it's trying to kind of got a little pennant there. It's still holding these levels there. It's like a triangle, but more like a pennant channel. But so I'm watching this one, and gosh, what are my other big box stuff? It's like yeah, Haverty's. I don't think I have this watch list on this computer actually, but I can't remember that ticker. But yeah, the Haverty's is another one, and there's just a lot of them that are pretty still pretty bearish. But I put on the USO calls today. It's looking really bullish. Let's see if I can fix that there. Yeah, I mean the USO is not the best thing to look at because the CL futures are better because there's like a lot of decay in the USO, but you can kind of get the picture here. Crude oil came off of that nice bull flag, and I was kind of watching it thinking that might have been a bull flag, but for sure we know now, like, and all that move it does a lot. It tends to move a lot in the U.S. overnight session, like in different time zones. It's usually around like same time the futures move. It's like 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. when like after China's opening, or in like the morning at like 4 or 3 a.m. when Europe opens. But that's when I used to. Sometimes I would trade futures like overnight, and those are the only times really that they would move, would be like after 11 p.m. to say like 1 a.m. and then 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. as a start, and then like of course to the open. But that must have been one hell of a move in the overnight with CL. CL's the commodity, the actual commodity ticker. So those are ones that I always looked at, like the FFIE and the Victoria's Secret were my favorite my new short bias ads to my watch list, and that makes me think of the XHB. But we can jump into that BRBS because this is a good short. it took out a lot of levels, and it's just in like a constant downtrend. Like there's like a lot of selling, and but the options aren't liquid. But this one's kind of like one of the few that I've seen at least that are breaking down consistently. This one's just like in a sure breakdown here. Like a lot of the other banks obviously are more like range bound. Like this is just in a massive downtrend right there. So if I shorted, I would definitely short this one. But I was thinking of just like taking a stab at the options and seeing if I can get some fills on the options, but they don't seem to be trading. But it did trade some, like I mean the $10 strike puts had some volume. But yeah, it looks like, oh well, there's some activity in the January 10s and 750, like the 750 for sure, but I probably won't end up doing that. But since I'm talking about a bank, we can look at the KRE real quick. So it's kind of at a big area there. I mean, it barely held that level. Kind of closed at the level, and it's still in a downtrend. The XHB, this XHB, the home builders, caught my eye with this. See this channel it's in, and this uptrend level. That's like my big uptrend level, and it's up against channel. Let me blow this one up because I've got other lines on there. It's up against this channel resistance right there, and it's up against this. It's actually taken out that support pretty much. So it's at an inflection point here, and based on the channel, it's going to go down. Like it's in this downtrending channel, so it's going to test that. It's testing this resistance channel support channel level there. So I think we'll see, but like the fact that it's at that support level is big too. So I don't know what's going to happen for sure, but based on the channel, it's going to go lower. But tomorrow, the next day, is really big for that one. So yeah, I put the EVGO on. Domino's didn't bounce as much as the other food deliveries did. It's just kind of hugging on that support channel there, and I'm short biased and I'm watching it for a breakdown, but it very well may hold here like it did in the past when it kind of hugged it. So I'm watching that one, and the Siri came against me today. I'm just gonna see if it'll punch through that downtrending channel level there. But yeah, I should have taken that one off yesterday for sure. But I mean, in hindsight, but it's not really a big deal because it's not a big position because I'm really spread out. And the Jets was good today too, because I put on Jets puts yesterday, and Jets is acting really well. I fixed this trend line here, so it's more it's got more touches on the it touched there, and then finally again, it's touching it right now, this channel. I think you can see that there, this channel level there. It's just riding, it's riding right against it. So that's good, that's really good, being short, because it very well could just like punch through and just start spiraling down. Because it took out it took out some major, it took out that big level there that I talked about in another video, like that support level. So we're now in channel number 2. So the next level would be 15, and I've got the 16 strike puts. So I'm looking for 15 touch there, that level. And let's look at SOXX, because like some people I think are excited about SOXX today, but it's not really. If you look at it on the daily, it's not. It's still in this downtrending channel that I was talking about, and it's not even much of a really bounce today. Like it's trying to come back up to the channel resistance here, but it kind of struggled to get some momentum for that right now. But it's a pretty good print, you know, for being flat. But this is looking really, still looking bearish, as long as it's in this channel. Like you can, this is the channel I'm talking about. So it's trying to get up to that. I think it very well may make a move up to 472 tomorrow, because it's at 463 here. Because it's gonna try to get to that channel resistance, because that's the level. That's what it's in right now. And Q's pretty undecided too here. It's the more days it holds below this level, the more the bearish it is. Like it's really gotta try to reclaim that channel support this week if it's gonna hold and not go much lower. Because once we go below this, once we take out this level here and like it holds, I mean, there's not really any major support until, you know, 310 or like 310s pretty much. So like that's the next. Well, we could call it there. There's a level there, because it did have a found some levels in there back in April and May. So 320, but then it's still got, this one's still on the cards too, if it 310. But I mean, obviously there's a lot of levels below the 320, but it's really gotta get some kind of squeeze or something if it's gonna not be super bearish here. But we'll see. So like I was saying in one of my tweets, the fact that oil is running right now with the market pretty undecided and flat, it's not exactly good for the consumer. Obviously, you know, you've got because oil over lots of years, oil is pretty high beta. Like it tends to run with the market. So if the market's up, oil's up. You know, and that's sort of like the byproduct of, you know, quant trading and stuff that's gone on. It's been going on for years, you know, and like you wouldn't see like year after year. You don't see like years after, or months after months even, a lot of times, where oil is totally disconnected from the market. Like, and the fact that it's rallying here with the market going down, and then, you know, paired up against it, it's not good. It's not good to me, like, especially you looking back at history and you look at 2007, you know, when the crack started to come really in the in the economy. You know, oil was up. Oil started uptrending back in 2007. Here we're looking at a chart of 2007, 2008 right now, and you can see the uptrend started there really in 2007. But we're not really like, it's not, this year it hasn't been like super explosive or anything yet, but 2008 was when it really accelerated, and you know, that was when you know, it was like it was the perfect storm, you know, for the recession, depression that happened. So for the bank panic, you know, it wasn't just like oil contributed to the consumer decline too, with the, you know, when people were barely affording their mortgages, you know, with the variable rate mortgages, then you got oil prices like tripling. You know, it's any econometric model you can run, the econometrics are gonna have oil being a factor in the consumer spending. So like, consumer spending is the economy. So when you've got the consumer being pinched by higher oil prices, it's never good for the economy. And you've got, but it's kind of like when you've got the market going up, it kind of is okay, because the, you know, people are increasing their balance sheets and everything with their houses, and you know, when they have a higher house value, they feel richer and spend more, and you know, it's all kind of, it all goes together, of course. But so what we're seeing now is, you know, it's potentially threatening to break out again. Like, well, actually, this is like a decay on the USO, but I don't have futures plugged into this. But my guess is the futures are a lot closer to they're going to be a lot closer to that breakout, or if not breaking out. So it's not good. It's not good for the consumer to have asset prices going down. Well, like I mentioned, housing prices going up is good for the consumer, but obviously, you know, people have a lot of their assets and retirement accounts, and that are invested in the market, S&P 500 and whatever. So when you've got the stock market going down, so people's balance sheets are going down, and you've got oil prices going up, it's not good. But we've seen the housing market's incredibly resilient, so that's something that would make me more bullish actually on the consumer, because the supply demand dynamics are a lot different than 2007, and you know, COVID kind of changed a lot of the traveling and the sprawl. So, but we can go back to some stocks here. This the JWN. I've got the JWN I've got on watch too, because it's coming up on some major levels. I mean, it very well could bounce here too, like, because it's already significantly down, but it's got that triangle pattern going too. So I'm short biased on this triangle breakdown, because it's the same pattern that I've been seeing. And you look at the volume, like there's just a flush out here on the seller. It's just a lot of selling pressure. But it had this, like, see that I'm just looking at these volume days, but it had a big red day back in well, that was after earnings, so that was kind of, I guess that was like an outlier. But it had that big red day there and went up, and I just like the way it trades in channels really well. Like it basically went straight down from August 3rd, August 1st. So it's a short bias watch, but if it breaks above this triangle there, it's could be a long, but I'll just say it's not a short because I'm not looking to long it. But this CWH is more interesting because it's kind of more of a value play. And they pay a dividend, so it's got a level it's coming up on there about 19, high 18s. So I'm more bullish on this one, if it touches and holds. But not the best longs. Like I don't really like these like support setups for longs, but if it's there, I might take it if it looks good. But the GLBS is down. That's okay. I knew it was a speculative one, so I don't really care. So the Rite Aid popped too. We'll have to see what happens with that. Like it didn't really hold the highs today, so I suspect it's going to be lower. And the Siri went against me too today, so I don't bat 1,000 every day, but wasn't that bad today. Like I had a feeling I could get some big hits on my puts. I mean some big losses because I had so many puts on. I thought it was going to be like a really strong trend day today, uptrend day, but turned out pretty weak. I mean, like KRE was weak too, so it's not really bullish. Even though like these major indices barely printed green, this wasn't really. It's definitely not a convincing day for the bulls today. It's not convincing at all. And you look at my technical analysis on some of these ETFs, it's like these down channels are really strong. Let's see what retail did. I got lags here. Well, I had a feeling the VIX was just kind of like eventually going to come down. Like I can't remember the last time it put up like 2 weeks in a row. Like it just never has like 2 or 3 weeks where it goes straight up. So I was thinking of just getting short the VIX through an ETF, like, but just as a hedge. But this oil is kind of like a long. It's like basically like a long hedge because it's so inverse the market now. So I'm pretty happy being long. I bought the VSCO calls today. I bought the 84 strike. 1 or 2 weeks out, so that's pretty good for just get some long positioning. But I'm like these. I was talking about these international markets like UAE. Like my levels, like I'm pretty spot on with these levels here. Like this is the top level there, the channel, and we got this nice uptrend, and it just really looks like it's gonna hold above these levels. Like it popped out and then it just retested. See how it basically almost perfectly retested my level there. Let's see, I can probably get it more exact. Yeah, I mean it's kind of a rough internal level there, but to me that's a clear like it's starting to retest. So I'm looking for some breakout continuation. On this one, Like I may buy it if it breaks out over 1561, because it's consolidating at the top of this range there. And I've been looking at some of these Chinese indexes too, like K-Web's got some clear levels. Like I like the levels on it. Like you can see this clear level there, and it trades in channels really well. I guess you can probably see these channels here. See all these downtrending channels. So it's in another downtrending channel, and then it's always a long when it breaks the downtrend channel, when it cracks through it up. So there's the uptrend channel. See, there's the uptrend channel and the downtrend channel. So it's actually kind of a nice trading vehicle when you catch these channels. So I'm gonna try and catch the next move here. Like it's either gonna crack this level, this support level, then it's a short, or it's gonna pop above it like it did in the past, like here and here and here. And then it's a long, you know, obviously if it goes above channel resistance like it did there, and there. So I mean, it's not a long-term thesis, but it's more like a couple weeks or so. And it's got liquid options, so I'm gonna be seeing what it does here the next few days. Well, the next few days should make or break it here. But the more I look at this one, actually, the more I see the signals are really good on these channels. So I really like this one, either long or short bias, depending on what it does at this inflection point where it hits either the top of the channel or this support level there. So I think I'll put that one up higher, up in my watch list there. And the UUU's still holding too. Like it's still acting well in this uptrend. Like it tested the support level there pretty much and held, but the next couple of days are going to be the big deal. But looks like a sell volume. It's not good. But like these uraniums fell apart, a lot of them. Like a lot of them I didn't look back at the long-term chart because a lot of them found resistance. They found resistance at these levels. Wasn't that one? I think it was NXC. Yeah. See these resistance levels there? These resistance levels up here back in 21 and 22, it found resistance back here at these levels at about 650. Yeah, about 650 was the perfect level there. So what happened recently? It hit 650 again. Well, actually it couldn't. It hit 645 and found resistance again. So it basically hit levels from 21 and 22 that it couldn't hold. That was my mistake because I didn't look back at the chart enough. But I mean, I kind of believed in the momentum on it too, but the levels looking back are always important, like over even years back, because this very well could be the top. I mean, I think based on the action today, a lot of the momentum is gone now. So yeah, I think that might have been the top. Just making sure I got everything I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, the NTNX is really interesting. This NTNX, it's a cloud data storage cloud company, and it's been uptrending while the Nasdaq's been going down. And it had some buyout speculation last year. Like the Wall Street Journal put out a piece back in late 22 about a possible buyout. So I assume it's a rumor, but a lot of times when there's rumors, there's something behind that. Like I didn't read the article, but my guess is there's really something behind it. So, and the fact that it's been uptrending, like a lot of times you see stocks uptrend before they get a buyout offer. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but or it's like it's going to happen, but it's just one of the things you see a lot, and or I've seen a lot. So I was drawing up some long-term levels here. Yeah, that's a pretty good one there. See that I found this level here because it touched it there, and there, and it's held that and retested. Like it held it. Well, like it actually came out perfectly. Yeah, see how it touched that level there and bounced and held it. That was the flag. So this one looks really good on a breakout, just technically, like even absent the buyout speculation. If it breaks over, you know, the 37, it's well, the high there was 36.85, so it's kind of doing some weird candles here. Like I don't like those candles though, but it's kind of, I think it's telling that it's going up. The relative strength is good while the Nasdaq's been weak. Like I mean, the Nasdaq's pretty much done the opposite since July. And the IWM kind of looked like KRE today, just kind of barely held in, but the IWM was pretty surprising today. Like it's not a bad day for IWM today. I mean, that's probably one of the better prints on any of the indexes. Let's look at SPY. I look at these indexes more when we're at like key inflection areas, like, you know, major support levels or resistance levels, which could decide, you know, the fate going like months in advance, months out. So when you look at it, like I looked at this like a long-term trend line I saw the other day or yesterday. That's like the long-term trend line there, and it really broke through it. It failed to hold that uptrend the other week or the other day. I mean, there's decay and like ES is gonna be a little different, but basically the same. You know, ES is the futures contract, but it's definitely a breakdown mode. I mean, the more you look at it, the more it just looks looks really bearish. So we broke through this uptrend momentum just now, and then we've got these major levels that it's taken out even more convincingly to me than Q's. I mean, even though it's got a good print today, that may stand. We'll see. Like, I don't know, but I think if we get one more red day this week on the S&P, it's really convincing. Like a long candle. I think I'm gonna call this level. This level's busted through. So the more I look at it, the more bearish it becomes to me. But I mean, there's still a lot of support at this level. And that's the thing about these indexes. So we still got a level there that's been pretty strong. And that was right at the triangle, because it triangled out there. Let me just change the color so you can probably see it. Do like this purple thing. See, that's the triangle right there. It did before the breakout in June. Like it did a triangle right there. And it's about to, I think it's going to retest that based on the chart now. So we're coming down to about 415, 418 on the SPY is what the chart's showing. So, I mean, we never know that they could bounce, but that's what the chart's telling me right now. And I think that's it. I mean, I'm at 52 minutes here because we talked about a lot of stuff. So I'll just wrap it up there, and I'll catch you in the metaverse or the stock market or whatever this crazy technology boom brings us.